G'day viewers, it's the end of the week, time for Totally Fucked Up Friday. And today, I'm going to bring you some stories from around the world of totally fucked up legal cases and fucked up laws that are happening around the world. Bit of a theme this evening. I'm going to start off in Texas, where a Republican lawmaker is proposing a bill, and now this is basically a pro-gun rights bill, saying any school that expels a kid for pretend gun stuff, like if he's either got a little gun or, you know, and pointing your fingers and going bang, bang, or if he happens to put it together with Lego blocks, or if he bites a piece of bread so it's gun-shaped and go bang, bang, or, you know, if he has the, was it the Fourth Amendment, I think? I should have looked that up, shouldn't I? If he wears a t-shirt promoting gun ownership, you can't kick him out of school or the school gets its funding cut. Now, I've made no secret of the fact that I disagree with virtually everything the gun lobby in the US, and for that matter the rest of the world, says. I think it's all emotional and it's very wrong-headed. But this, I'm behind. The idea of punishing kids for being kids is fucked up. And okay, say you've got a rule that says kids can't bring huge toy guns to school, can't freak people out. And the guy isn't even asking for that to be allowed. He said if they have a really little one. But, you know, if they pretend and go bang, there's a thing with kids, okay? If you say, okay, you can't have a toy gun, kids go, okay, and they pick up a stick and go bang, bang, bang. It happens. And the idea of punishing kids for this is fucking stupid. It's like, that's not the real battle. I've always liked toy guns, always liked video games, and yet I'm rational enough to go, you know what? I'm going to have a bit of a thought about actual guns and actual violence, and I'm going to separate it from pretendies, okay? And it really disturbs me that people want to punish pretendies, because that's fucking stupid. So this one, gun lobbyists, I'm actually on your side for. This, I'm slightly disturbed that someone has to promote this, because you hear weird stories about this all the time. But yes, you know, let's not punish kids for being kids. Now, another one I read about, this one's also in the US, revolves around copyright law. And as another thing, you won't be surprised if you've watched many of my videos that I have a very strong opinion, namely that copyright law is horribly abused in the world today. Like, hey, I'm a content creator. I want to be able to make money. I don't like the idea of people ripping me off. It's just far too many examples of things done in the name of copyright are absolute bullshit. They're of no help to creators, and they are often to the direct detriment of creators specifically and society generally. This was a weird one. This was about codes, laws, in fact, that govern how certain things go. And it started off with building codes. Now, what had traditionally happened is the governing bodies, the regulatory bodies, builders organizations would publish, nicely set out, here are the rules you must abide by when you're building, and give us money for that stuff we printed. They printed it, you should pay for it. But in the modern age, of course, it's really easy. Okay, there's a printed version, let's make it available free online. These bodies don't like that because they've been making money off publishing the books, so they're claiming copyright. Except these are laws. The idea of copywriting laws is like, here is a series of laws that you must comply with, but you have to pay us money to actually see what they are. I'll link you to an article that does a bit of a balance of both sides. I'm not going to be balanced. I think it's bullshit. The idea of, hey, look, if it's a fucking law, the idea that you can copyright it, hey, you printed the books, you own the books, sell the books. But if someone prints fucking laws for free, and this is expanded out to not just building codes, it's safety codes, it's clothing and other manufacturing codes, it's fucking laws people have to comply with, that these industry bodies are going, nah, you have to pay us to know what you're allowed to do. It's fucking insanity. I have so much trouble wrapping my head around the idea that someone thinks this is reasonable. It's like, no, but we used to just make money all this time. I want to keep making money. I don't care if the world's changed. I just want money. I want to use the legal system because I want money. Fuck you. If you can't find a way to make money, you can't completely fucking abuse the legal system just because you're used to having money and you want to keep having money. That is absolute bullshit. But all that pales into insignificance for me with this last story. As a bit of a lead-in, there's been a lot of to-do on Twitter in recent weeks about people, and it's normally targeted at women, not exclusively, but normally targeted at women, really violent and threatening language used online, women getting rape threats, death threats. It's fucking pathetic. The people who do this are sad, shit-eating little losers. If you do this, if you threaten people online, you're fucking pathetic. You are the worst sort of scumfuck. You're not a rebel. You're not a troll. You're not doing it for the lols. You're a fucking loser. You're pathetic and you're fucking worthless. And anyway, as a result of this, a lot of people pushing Twitter to have a single-click report button. And I said, Twitter has to take more responsibility. It shouldn't be hard for us to lodge a complaint. We should go, click, report that person. Because these people have apparently never fucking been online. This is like the flagging system on YouTube. The instant you make it easy to mess with someone, that's where the trolls go. That's where the troublemakers go. And they try and fuck with you. And it always blows my mind when someone says, oh, I want a law to force someone to not be allowed to say that thing I don't like. You know what? You say stuff that people don't like. It's simply the way people are. You have a political view and you want to shut that down because you think that's abusive. There's stuff about what you believe that other people want to shut down. No matter what your views are, there's someone who wants to shut you down, doesn't want you to say it. If you push it for one person, it's going to fucking come back and bite you. The idea that a single click report button on Twitter is a good idea is missing the point completely. But that's really only a lead-in, because I read a laws come into force in Nova Scotia, in Canada. Cyberbullying. Okay, cyberbullying's bad. There are cases of kids driven to suicide by being pushed in just horrible ways online. But the trouble is trying to legislate for this. It's just like, it becomes in the eye of the beholder. And the Nova Scotia laws are literally written, if someone feels you bullied them, they can report you. There's not an objective standard. It's like murder. Okay, I know what that is. Bullying. Well, there is a spectrum, and while I think the really nasty shit should stop, I am actually a believer there should be a bit of fucking hardening up with some people too. And if you're getting shit, I'm a big believer, you block, delete, and sometimes it can be too much. Hey, step away from the fucking computer for a day. It'll clear your mind and you'll realise, oh, the instant I stop looking at that glowing screen, they're not there anymore. Now, these people shouldn't be able to drive you offline. I think that's bullshit. I'm not saying run away from them, never come on. But just take a break occasionally wouldn't hurt. But the idea of putting in law, if someone thinks you're bullying them, then they can make a complaint to the police. And the structure of this law is fucking terrible. It's like, well, if the police decide to act on it, they can take away your devices you used to access the internet. They can take your computer, your phone. You imagine not being allowed to have a fucking phone because someone said you were bullying them. And they can basically get all your private information. They can go to your ISP or Facebook and say, you've got to give me all the data you have on this person. And this is before you're convicted of anything, okay? This is before it's gone to court. And there's also a thing in there, if the police are actioning it, you can have a gag order, so you're not even allowed to mention that this person has taken this action against you. I don't see any scope for abuse there. Do you? Oh, it goes further in that parents can be held legally liable for what their kids do. Now, again, on a sliding scale, I think parents are responsible, but this is so fucking open-ended. And the concept that you're an adult and your kid and another kid are fighting at school and talking shit on Facebook, which results in the police knocking on your door going, hey, cutting off your internet, taking your phone, you bad parent. It's so badly worded, it's so open-ended, and it's just gonna open the doors to mountains of abuse. And there's actually fucking jail time. Now, this has happened multiple times in the UK. People have been jailed for saying mean things online. Now, I think people who do it are fuckwits, and yeah, you know, there should be some way to actually deal with them. But jailing someone for saying something mean? What the fuck is that about? And this law in Nova Scotia, it's just a sign of the way things are going. It's become this bandwagon. Ooh, cyberbullying is bad. There's no... I think there should be a conversation. The idea that you can just go, bam, that's it. That's the definition. Not doing that. I think that is a sign of someone who's lost the plot. I think there's too much grey area. There's too many things changing too fast. The idea of what's acceptable behaviour and what isn't should be a conversation, and we should be a bit rational about it. When you codify things, when you make it hard, when you think you've made it black and white, that's when you fuck things up, and that's when the system gets abused. And you know who is ultimately going to win? It's the trolls. It's the bullies. They will turn this on innocent people, and they will fucking ruin the internet for everyone.